It should give us none of us any joy or pleasure to propose and to vote for a legal, balanced budget from any side of this chamber. No set of proposals today can meet the core needs of the city and the huge demands which our growing population make on all our vital core services. This Council is facing real cuts, year on year on year, with no promise whatsoever of full and fair funding in future years. Members of the Scottish Parliament of all political parties are passing on to Council's unfunded duties and commitments. They are all passing on to Council's turbocharged austerity. Members of Parliament and their civil servants expect councillors and this Council's officers to soak up the blame for anything that goes wrong as a consequence, and they jump in to take credit for all that we do right. I'm truly sick and tired of taking the blame for members of successive parliaments' willful ignorance. They act like they have no idea what it takes to do what we need to do as councillors, directly and in partnership, to deliver core services and to lead on tackling poverty and inequality and deprivation. Mine's not a party political point. There has been a serious, long-term corrosion of esteem from central government towards local government. And in my increasingly bitter experience, it has almost always been thus, ever more so over the last 7 years. There are warm words incanted sometimes, but MSP's behaviours speak loudly of a barely concealed contempt in which councils and councillors are held. Local government is being abused, and we are losing our sense of identity as an equal partner. In a domestic setting, this would be called out for what it is: coercive control, with Scottish and UK governments as perpetrators and local councillors and councils, rather, as their victims. On Council Budget Day, each of our parties say essentially, "Look at my tribe." We grab headlines based on smoke and mirrors, sleight of hand, or populist posturing. At best, we are making marginal differences in our budget offer to citizens of Edinburgh. Marginal, because fundamentally we've all been handed, yet again, a very poor one-year settlement from our Holyrood so-called partners. In our own ways, we're making the very best of we can of their very bad deal. There has to be a much more profound devolution of power and a proper recognition of our own identity as local government. We are Edinburgh councillors, and we're in this together. Following Theodore Roosevelt's dictum, we're doing what we can with what we have, where we are. We will divide on this budget motion, but as the late, great Joe Cox MP said, we have far more in common than the things which divide us in this council chamber. I second the motion.